Dan Illman, Mike Beer, race number 7 at Arlington on Saturday is the Grade 3 Arlington Handicap, going a mile and 3/16 on the turf. One of the local preps, of course, for the Arlington Million later this summer. Let's take a peek at this field, and we'll begin talking about the number 1 Bandua. Last 2 turf races, Buyer speed figures 98, 99. That would certainly put him in the mix, and he got to a nice easy lead early in the Manhattan, and then all of a sudden, Kerban got aggressive, made Bandua run hard that second portion of the race, and all things considered, he wasn't embarrassed. I like the drop in class. I like the slight drop in distance. I like the tactical speed. I like the rail post. I've always liked the horse.
I know it's painful for you to look at these PPs based on that Fairgrounds handicap back in February, where he just ran a really good race that day and couldn't hold on. And I'm with you. I think he ran really well last time too. Unfortunately for him, that the complexion of that race changed so quickly on the backstretch. I think it really cost him. And at the end of the day, he actually ran really well in a really tough spot. I mean, he's in a much better spot here, Dan. I think he's going to be pretty tough to beat.
Timeform U.S. Pace Projector believes that he will head for the early lead, and if he does and controls the pace, he should be tough. I think he is tactical enough to sit just off if someone else wants the lead. That someone else might be next door. That's the number 2 Botswana, who just missed last time out in a 2X, going a mile and 3/8 on the turf at Belmont, up close to the pace, attacked on the turn, looked like he was in with a big chance, and just got tired in between horses. Still, the Buyer speed figures are going the right way for this lightly raced 4-year-old.
He's really appreciated the added distance in his last few starts. I'm with you. There was really no excuse for him last time, but that Argonne's a pretty good horse for Jimmy Bond. So this horse could take another step forward in this race, but he has to take another step forward, especially with the horse to his inside.
The 3 is No Brag, Just Fact, who scored in the Mystic Lake Mile last time out. Thought he got a decent trip that day. There really weren't any issues. He was stalking by himself in the mid-pack, came outside, ran him down. For me, the main concern is he's stretching out now from a mile to this mile and 3/16 distance, and I wonder if that might work against him just a bit, but he's in good form.
I don't love him stretching out, but he just keeps heading the right way. He was, pretty good last year as a 3-year-old. It feels like he's probably better now as a 4-year-old, but the distance is a question.
Conversely, his next-door neighbor, Spooky Channel, should really appreciate stretching back out in distance. The beaten favorite in the Mystic Lake Mile, he came wide into the stretch. I didn't like that he didn't change leads in the lane, but you look at his races 2 and 3 back in Arizona at 11 furlongs, and you look at his pedigree. He's an English Channel out of a Kitten's Joy mare. He is supposed to do better stretching out, and now he's with Brian Lynch.
Yeah, I think you do like him getting more distance underneath him after he won, 5 races in a row earlier this year. Last time they cut him back, it didn't work out. More distance is good for him, but again, he's in a much tougher race this time.
Another horse that might appreciate more distance is El Picaro, who is a Group 1 winner, a multiple Group 1 winner in his native Chile. In his seasonal debut, the Wise Dan, it was off of a long layoff, and I just think he was a bit short because he was in with a chance turning into the stretch, and I just think he flattened out in the last 3/16 of a mile of that race. With that race under his belt, stretching out in distance for a trainer that can win big races at Arlington, El Picaro is somewhat interesting.
Yeah, I think he's interesting at a price too. I agree with your take on his Wise Dan too. I feel like he really needed that race, and if he got what he needed out of it, he could take a big jump up here, and he should be an okay price in this race.
Captivating Moon did some good things as a 3-year-old. He only won once from 9 starts, but he hit the board 8 times, and he put up a 91 Buyer in the Secretariat at a big price, but we have not seen him since September. And while I do respect Chris Block, I wonder if this late runner will need a race off the layoff.
I wonder if he will too. I'm a big fan of this horse. His running style really puts him up against it every time he starts. And this race may not set up great for him. He just likes to take back and make one run. That could be a problem for him. But I like this horse. I think he could get better this year.
I think a sneaky contender in this race is the Great Day going out for Arnaud de la Cour. This horse is a Group 1 winner on dirt in Argentina. Made his turf debut, again, off of a long layoff last time out at Laurel. And he was sitting down inside, but he was just in behind horses the entire stretch. He could never get out. It looked like he had some run late. Something tells me, again, additional distance, a race under the belt. This horse is a lot better than that last race looks on paper.
I agree. I mean, he just was compromised by the way that race was run. He couldn't get clear in the stretch. You could just see his rider, the last 60th of a mile, just let him finish on his own because he couldn't get him clear. I actually think it's interesting, too, that Delacour doesn't go right to dirt with him because it looks like based on his Argentinian form that he was a better dirt horse. They're keeping him on turf. I think that's a good sign for him.
Royal Artillery is a horse that I wonder if maybe a little bit longer is what he wants to do. He is yet to win in this country, but he was a group winner going 10.5 in England early in his career. He kind of makes this early move into his races and flattens out. So it's really up to his new rider, Miguel Mena. Get him covered up, hope for a fast pace, hope to make one run, but a lot of
Yeah.
things have to go his way.
Yeah, they do. And I'm with you. I think he might want to go a little longer than this. But you know what? He was a Group 3 winner over there. He's come over here. He's run some okay races. He just got to step up one more time.
Cullum Road started off his form cycle for Michael Maker with an upset win and a non-winners of two other. I thought he got a great trip in the Fort Marcy, just saving ground and easing out. And he was
Yeah.
one of the few horses that day that I think really appreciated an extremely soft turf course. Last time out in the Wise Dan, he just got pinballed at the start and
Yeah.
didn't run at all. I would expect a better effort than the Wise Dan. I'm just not sure where Cullum Road fits from a class perspective. I always have to respect Maker.
Me too. I have the same concerns you do, though. I mean, I like this horse. I just don't know if I really feel like he's a graded stakes kind of horse. Maybe he is. Maker's gotten him good. He's run pretty well in his last couple starts. I don't know. I could kind of go either way on him, Dan. We'll see what kind of price he is.
My Barrowlay completes this field, and he has pulled off some upsets in stakes company in the past. The Mystic Lake Mile, though, did not exactly go his way at 5-1. His prior race at Tampa Bay was 54-1 against Inspector Lindley, and I thought just got kind of sucked along to that 96
Yeah.
fire, his career best. He probably has to run his best race. I like that Van Dyke is named to ride. He's going to need pace.
He's going to need pace in here. He didn't get a great post, so we'll see what happens. He's cross-entered to a different race. I wonder if he'll even run here.
Let's take a look at our top selections for the Arlington Handicap. I got to stick with my son Bandua. I mean, one of these days he's going to get it done right. On figs, he fits. On tactical speed, he fits. He draws a great inside post, and he drops in class. One more try for me with Bandua. I'm going 1-5-2-9.
I have Bandua on top, too. Unfortunately for you, if he wins for you this time, it's going to be at a much shorter price, but you got to take what you can get, Dan. I went 176.
I got to take what I can get. In the Grade 3 Arlington Handicap, he's got to win first. That's
true.
Bandua in race number 7. It has an approximate post time of 4:46 Central. Good luck.